Praetor, chum, don't worry, I brought friends with me. Here's Akos, Random Blonde Boy, and Petroka. Now I know they might be members of Torna, but trust the Zignate, they are totally fine. It's not like they're hell-bent on killing you right now. And it's not like we have a Agent of Death on you right there. But I'm pointing at you and telling you so. Everything will be just fine. I feel like he bought it. Excellent.
What does he have to say?
Let's find out right now. Well, got to speak to Hector, Wolf Temperature, Demonetized Zone, between more ordained. Backstory, just used to face situations, comes worse. Precautionaries. And what's the big bad? As Petroka just stamps on his head Mario style with no craps given. The way things are going, it will be all impossible to prevent all that war between Mordin and Uriah. Or I have to make haste Temperature and defuse the situation there. I'll do what I can in the back here. Meanwhile, Petroka just went to his lap, stamped on his head, and then got up his throne. Petroka gives no crap. Although to be fair, she does lead the whatever brigade, so I guess fine. But just for clarity's sake, it is a new day as the light renders in. We have, as you can probably tell, Petroka, we have Akos, we have, if I can get round to it, we have Perdido, Sever, and for the eagle-eyed viewers, we have Cosmos! If you did not see it, I highly recommend looking at our quests for Cosmos. It is a thing, a series in which we discussed and cried and celebrated and cried more. It was a thing. But either way, though, we shall follow Amalthus's requests, orders, or whatever, as we take one last look at the lovely mirror, which will remain intact. Oh yes,
I promise.
throughout the entire game, it'll be intact. Oh, that also begs a question. I'm just really surprised the mural didn't play a big part in the story, because they spoke about it a lot with Indol.
Or even in the backstory, Torna.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved that, but then again, no, I said it before, but I'll say it more. I do wish Indol had more of a sort of presence in the game. I mean, I know Alchemov didn't have much, but at least you could go back to it after stuff went down, and you can see the destruction there. Just sort of it gives you a sense of feeling. But regardless, we are the grunts that were, even though the Zekanade is no grunts. But regardless, he has a scythe and also a gun in the form of an arrow. Arrows can be called guns. They were the first forms of projectiles.
Oh wait, that's a scythe mixed with a bow and arrow. That's a nice design.
It is, because you can kind of see like the bend as Percival runs into us. Yeah, if you look there, the scythe, if you tilt it slightly, you get to see it's a bow and arrow. And I can only assume the handle somehow bends to make the strap. I don't know. Either way, it's sort of like using the Montiome aspect. Anything can be made into a gun. But either way, here we have Tamer. So let's have a look. Tamer. He's no Tibby, but you know, what can you do? So let's sail at once on this generic ship. And now we're going for what I think is one of the most, I guess, the most vague, yet the one most, I guess, lovely scenes we have.
I have news from. It's advancing at about 40 Titan pets per hour.
I want to get in front of it. Is there a suitable place to dock?
There's a bay fairly close by.
Here's something that I don't
You should be able
get
to get to the cliffs
about this game, and
Go.
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
and it's not the biggest example of it, but it's definitely something that sort of bothers me, and not just in Xenoblade, but in RPGs or just games in general, where they feel like they have to make up their own measurements or their own days or their own years. For example, Titan Peds. I have no idea. I have no idea what that means. But I think the biggest one is, remember when Rex a while back asked Pyra or the party, what day is it? And Pyra answered like, what, a Murphatober or something?
A Mathmatober or something like
Yeah,
that.
here's the thing, that's only exclusive in the European versions with English language. In the Japanese version, it's like, oh yeah, it's like September the 13th, and so on and so forth.
Really? It's like that into the Japanese version?
Yeah, so they dubbed it to be this way, and I don't know why. Because it makes the game seem a bit obnoxious and a bit high of itself. Be like, oh yes, we can create our own language and our own measurements of days because we are that important. Be like, no, it just makes it a bit more complicated. Because when you say it's a Murphatober, you don't feel like, oh wow, it must be a really special world. No, you just feel like, did the voice actor have a stroke or they just kept that in? A Murphatober. It's like, it wasn't the moment we were going for, but screw it, we'll take it. But anyway though, now we go to Temperancia, and can I be honest, this is where the game, as far as visuals go, kind of starts to go downhill. If I'll be honest. Because where have we been to? We've been to Gormont, which has a lovely skyline and having lovely bright Highland influences, let's say.
And they talk about this state being caused by the Aegis War, but we never saw anything like this in Torna.
Exactly. So I just feel like they made the content and feel like, oh yeah, sure, we'll put it in, but then actually didn't. And yes, Pyra is Mithra, or was Mithra Pyra? You don't know, because why not? Confusion. And can I say, the designs on the weapons, I think they're lovely, but again, I just feel like we would like to hear more about Judicium and where all this came from.
We have to stop it.
How do we do that?
On its back.
I mean, because here's the thing, we could have talked about in the original the Battle of Sword Valley. It could have just been talked about in like at the start of the original. But as soon as the game started, you found yourself in the middle of Sword Valley, and you got to know more about Dunban and what he went through with the Monado.
It's my job to know these things.
But I don't know.
The weapon is powered by vaporized.
I do that response. I read instruction manuals.
And I like Rex's response when they were shot at. Everyone, okay.
Okay. Am I meant to be alright? Okay, fine. Just okay.
Everyone, okay. That's what it sounded like.
I don't. I feel like Rex's voice actor is trying to emphasize pauses, but he's just doing them in the wrong way. or maybe his voice was pause to emphasize strain, like everyone, okay. But they got rid of the strain. It's like,
The control
don't know
center
why.
is protected by 10 layers of armor. The chances of it being breached or destroyed are low.
And I do like this though. Instead of discussion, it builds up the boss. It's like, this was a weapon built long ago. Its armor is strong. So I do like this little detail of like building up a machine, because to be honest, I like that because again, Judicium is not really talked about that much. I kind of wish they did.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the origins of the Gormotin or Moradin and Urian War. Like it's not.
And the Gormati War. There was apparently a Gormati War as well.
Yeah, it's not really important to the story, but just seeing all this hatred, but not knowing where it's coming from both sides, kind of makes you feel like I don't really care. Also, can I say 40 Titan Peds? I don't know how fast that is, but I'm looking at the thing in the background. This cutscene's going on. It's not moving at all. But it is so nice to be able to be in this section and not be brought down by monsters, because I remember this was our first during our first playthrough. This was a nightmare.
And that fire pit has a very, very large hitbox.
Yeah, like, okay, I'm not here, I'm not touching it, and all of a sudden, yeah, boom, I am. Well, I guess wait, Morak isn't that far from me. It's like, I guess
very large hitbox.
I guess the smoke is meant to emphasize the hitbox, but still, that's really jerkish, especially in the middle of a fight, which you cannot guarantee where the enemy is going to move, because this thing launches itself. It goes forward, its animations move. Is that a jerkish thing, right start?
Fighting these enemies and you run into one of those fire pits.
Yeah, or they could launch you, or knock you back, or blow you down instantly. And if you're not prepared, well, that can be a killer. And we proved that as no collectibles come out. Okay, fair enough. Game, don't do that at all. But still, though, the fact that this is an early start with these enemies just kind of makes it be like a bit jerkish to me. But either way, it's not a deal breaker. Although, be fair, this fight can definitely be a deal breaker because it almost was for us. I like how Akos just disappears. It's like, I'm not part of this.
She'll be fine. Trust me.
Her name's not Van. That bothers me now.
I know, but again, I guess that just I guess it just makes the outcome even more damaging. I guess. Well, I won't say damaging, but just more. It just hits the feel a bit more.
I guess to be fair, the cutscene just explained that we need to cut those wires.
Yep. And are you ready for the most epic boss fight ever?
Rich leader, fight now.
The Zekinator brightened his hair.
Indeed. It's time for that, or I'm going old. Either way, and now, are you ready for the ultimate boss fight that got brought up so much and was heavily hyped? Are you ready for wires? Power lines, the most disgusting of enemies. And afterwards, it gives you spike damage, but look though, it's done and dusted. Didn't get much of a chance to shoot, did you, jerk? And guess what? Akos was there, but he actually wasn't there. He got saved just fine.
Don't you dare stand there, acting like you're not involved in all this.
And again, after playing Torna, a lot of weight carries from that to this.
Fight us to defeat Malos, now standing by his side.
And
Jin fought against him.
yep.
It's very simple. I realized he had the right of it. That's all.
Although to be fair, we don't really get a lot. We don't really, I mean, because like this cutscene, for example, I really wish we got some more clarity to it. But I don't know.
My only guess is that Malos took advantage of Jin's emotional weakness at the time.
But here's the thing.
You're upset. Let's be friends.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Because I think Malos doesn't remember Jin. But I think Jin remembers him. So I guess it's...
He's a blade too.
I guess it's just...
Strongest blade in Torna.
I don't know. It's just some things that we'll never... I guess we'll never talk about it. Well, we'll never hear about it. But unfortunately, Jin will not be a problem. And we'll just ignore the fact that we have Akos and Patroka here against him. But, you know, Zeke has the Monado, so what else do you need? Except him launching us and Shulk just watching helplessly. Guys, do you mind help? Okay, no.
Shulk even says, I'm really feeling it.
Really feeling it. You're losing. Okay. Akos, do us a favor. Shoot him down. Oh, I feel so bad. Okay. I don't know. It's just that with how Torna ends and just seeing him... just seeing... I seeing him drop his mask and reveal his core crystal. Oh no.
Even so, we can beat him.
It just carries a lot more weight, and that's something that I really appreciate.
I don't think so.
Okay, now watch Hayes' face right here.
What? Fan! You are no slave. Be free now.
Or just her actions. I think it's one sort of things like she hated this. It's like I think deep down she knew that something was wrong. The fact that she didn't like working for Amalthus or the for the Praetorium or anything. So it just feels like it's sweet relief for her.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there's part of her that remembers Jin, I guess. Maybe that's a connection of why Jin just had that flashback, or... Oh no.
Why? What?
And this is, I think, a defining reason in why you need to play Torna first, because after you know what happens between Hayes, Jin, Laura, and everything else, the cutscenes like this carry more weight. And it also makes Jin feel more like a character in my eyes, because this is all coming from a guy who's had his heart or core crystal broken, so to speak, because Laura's gone, but yet he doesn't want to admit it. Be like, I cared, but yet I'm the most powerful blade. That's not me. It's just a guy. It goes off the deep end for me.
And it goes down on a mechanical level as well, because back in Torna, the drivers and the blades fought together, compared to in this base game, it's just the drivers that fight.
Yeah, pretty much. And not to mention, Jin. It's a difference between Patroka, Mikhail, Akos, and even Malos. They all have blades. Jin doesn't. He didn't have Sever. He didn't have anyone like that. So I think it shows even in slight narrative examples of this. He was here the whole time. Akos, what are you doing, you blighter? You were just working with you.
You really don't understand, do you?
I'm just a core in your imagination.
What the?
I like how it's Zeke talking, because he's like, but you're my blade! How could you do this?
Bye. Wait.
How come you can do that for me? Bloody blighter. Does that mean Akos is still here, or is he now gone as far as blades go? Nope, he's still here. I just took Jin away, I'm fine now. Oh, it's just aspects of this which just ruined the imagination. But I don't know. I love this game to high heaven, but I feel the fact now that Torna exists, it kind of stands to reason that you need to play that first. Not really to understand it, but to get the true gravitas of every cutscene like this.
I just wish it explained Akos and Patroka more like it did with Mikhail.
Yeah, I mean, cause Patroka and Akos are sisters. I mean, sisters. They're siblings, but
I think they're self-appointed.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think so, and I know they were captured, but I don't know. Something that I wish they would have done is maybe give a bit of the backstory to or maybe do a separate story. I mean, give one for Mikhail, because we after what happened after Torna, the Golden Country, we don't know what happened to Mikhail. I mean, yeah, sure, he got taken to the Praetorium, but how? I wish we could have seen that. You know?
Is that?
Give it an extra bit of cutscene, but oh well. I don't know. Again, it's like an epic scene that's happening, but again, the reason why Uriah and Amor-Ardain hate each other, it's not really specific, or has got so much. But again, though, I guess it's just dressing, so I really don't know. Deus says, Indol Machina. Litzian Amalphus Fin Machine. Looking badass on a balcony. I guess. I sense my blade has been killed. Well, I say my blade. Ha ha ha. And there we are, chapter 5, Masters and Slaves. We're halfway home! Ah yes, I have. My driver is generic girl.
You little scamp. Do you know how much the core you took was worth?
Okay, now it is good to know that's still Gord's voice actor.
Mm-hmm.
Took me to get it. And now
And I gotta say, for an NPC.
silence. Stay out of it.
For NPCs, they definitely are animated nicely, especially for Gord. So I'll give them that.
Brought this on yourself.
It doesn't outright state that he lost Berlass's arm, but it keeps it vague.
You can kind of see that his arm got lost.
Yeah.
Always.
Are you pretty lady Dahlia? 'Cause that's pretty much just...
What's yours?
Oh yeah, and don't mind that I just stab the person in front of you. Don't mind that. I'm in breath at the wild now somehow.
Seems like sending Alkos was the right choice.
He fooled Zeke in no time.
Considering the fact that Jin's an ice user, I think he put Laura in that ice block.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely implied as such, but I don't think we get context for what this is all about.
Are you really here? I don't know.
For example, in that cutscene, especially in which Hayes got killed, Jin talks a lot like Laura's dead, like Laura's no longer here.
Not so different after all.
But yet, why is he keeping Laura, and why is he still around? Because if Laura is dead, then how come he's still here? It's sending mixed messages across the board, and I don't know how I feel about that. Plus,
I think it's because he consumed her flesh and became a flesh eater.
I guess so. Oh no, but then I just don't know. I guess it also heavily sucks at the fact that when the ship goes down, we don't see what happens to Laura or anything of their work. Do we not?
No.
No. So I think that's a big issue. But I don't know. Speaking of things that we don't get to see, I like how more Ordain's royalty gets brought up more than Uriah's, which kind of sucks. Makes me wish we had some representation from Uriah, although I guess it's what Vandom was for, but that was fleeting. Either way though, the most exciting part of Xenoblade Chronicles: political standpoints!
You got that right.
I feel this is the same voice actor just voicing 3 different people.
says jump, we jump.
Was there really a point to that cutscene? We could have just had like Morag, Rex, and Zeke just talk about it. There's been a ceasefire.
Or they could have talked about it here.
Yeah, exactly. It's like what was the point of that cutscene? I feel like you could have dedicated a lot more time to something. But oh well, I guess we're totally not done with Telos upgrading her stuff. But either way, yeah, I feel like with, well, I said before in previous episodes, there's a lot that could have been done with Indol, and as we go through New Game Plus again, I feel like it becomes more apparent, because you get to see like, oh yeah, this was a thing, and this happened, and they talked about this. How about you emphasize more on those things? I mean, for example, I wish we had gone into the Monoceros, the actual Torna ship, just to see like, oh, so that's what they're doing. You know, just have a bit of context in there, because we got to go inside the Bionis, which I guess is akin to the World Tree, but...
Or Uriah.
Yeah, but you know, details. Anyway, now here we have more political stuff. Part of me thinks Torna's like setup on like a royal chamber was took from this. But again, no, they just reuse assets. Political context which you don't give context for.
But first, Highness the Crown Prince Ozekairis Brunev Tantal will also be attending.
Yo, how's it going?
Crown Prince, the prodigal prince of Tantal.
It's nice to get Zeke's full name.
Yes.
At least we know why they call him Zeke, because it's a shortened version of Ozekairis.
Yes. You see, even my name sounds badass. It's just those nice little details we do get to hear and see. Just wish we also had the same done for other places. Meanwhile, Patroka's pissed off at us for leaving us in the cold, so she's up there with Mikhail, catching up on the two lovebirds.
Not really sure why Mikhail's antagonistic as well.
Yeah, you know what? That brings up a good point, because he saw the good that Lynn, that Laura and Jin. Ah, yes. See, I combine the two names together. That's a ship name. That's a ship name, Lynn. But regardless, I guess it's because later on he talked about being experimented on with the Praetor. So I guess he's just. So I guess Mikhail's just here to end the Praetorium.
Mm-hmm. I guess Torna's main end goal is to kill the architect.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's sort of implied would be like it's a whole Blaze regeneration, losing memory thing, and that's kind of what it's based around.
Mm-hmm.
But you can definitely see there's more to it than that. I just wish there would have elaborated more. For example, Malice is fueled by Amalthus. Jin is fueled by the revenge for Laura.
The architect, yeah.
Yeah, Mikhail is wanting revenge against Praetorium, but not really about the architect. But I guess it's just because, well, Jin's going after the architect and the Praetorium's on the way, so why not? When you have a lot of sit down and talking about its own political background and whatnot, it's like, it's not really that interesting, especially when Moradane and Uriah, we don't get to see the problems, we just get told them. See, now, this is a part of the story that I feel like they definitely could have condensed. Be like, Torna's the bad guy, yes, we get it, please shut up.
But that core crystal.
The only thing that we're getting out of this is the fact that Uriah and Moradane dislike each other and they're trying not to start a war. Why? Why do they hate each other in the first place? Show, don't tell.
We can somehow hear you from way across the table.
I'm just expecting a brief pause and Naz going, "What?"
That's why they have that's why the nicer round table kind of thing exists.
Yes,
the
like,
round table so that everyone can hear each other.
Equal distance. No one is separated.
I was a fool.
You see, now this part of this cutscene I don't mind because it's saying Malice is not a complete threat yet, and this is why. The political bollocks of like, oh, Urians did this, oh, Moradane did this. Like, shut up, we don't care. I know it's political building, but when you do it on sides you don't get to interact with, you don't care. This is all about saying Malice is still a threat and Amalthus is somehow still a dick. It's nice lighting though, I gotta say. Although it's definitely ruined the fact that Pyro looks like Mithra, or vice versa. You look different, Aegis.
Did you dye your hair?
And your clothes. Is that the style in vogue today?
Are you stuck in a limbo between transformation?
I am. I'm Palfa.
Pithra.
I'm Myra.
Myra.
Either way, Show makes that joke later.
He does?
Yes, he does.
I never heard that.
Well, I think he does. I think it's back in the Landamorpha. So, I guess we'll see. If we must. I like how we bore in Morag, but she never got to actually fight. Well, I guess with that though, that was boring pure politics at its finest. But it's still going. Oh God, it never ends. Did you know Elysium is where you're headed? It's like, thanks, game. But still, though, all things aside, this is a lovely cutscene. Because not only does it show poorly rendered flowers, but that aside, and Rex's seemingly puffed up cheeks.
I guess they did call her a goddess. The state funeral makes sense.
Oh no.
Shouldn't you be with him?
Just, I like this scene because it's nice somber.
To bother them at times like this.
Even though Mithra is condescending.
I'll burn you. I kid. Sheesh.
I don't think this is the kind of banter you would have at a cutscene or a funeral. That to me just seems a bit off, and this is a polar point to why I think the humor is polarizing. It can be done in a good time or a bad time, and this is definitely a bad time.
the shape of Fan's core crystal.
That's a focus on a particular area, which I'm sure developers are laughing at right now.
Now it's a giant.
Rex and I are quite a unique case, but this is different still.
How is it different?
I will say this, even though the game does a good job in saying Amalthus is not as good as he seems, this kind of a nice vague hint as well. And I also like the camera work as well. It's like focus on Rex's crystal and then in the same place where Mithra's is. It's like it's not much, but a nice bit of work.
Someone stole her core, doesn't it?
And by someone, okay, now this is not subtle. That's not subtle at all. You're like, this is different. Her core crystal is not quite right. Like someone stole her core crystal. Looks like someone stole her core crystal. I'm not pointing and focusing on one particular person at all. Not at all. And it seems like we're still going on, but I think, politics aside, because we all know politics drags on and on and on and on. Right, Fiora? So, I think what we'll do is we will leave things here. And so, with the legendary Aegis, with the legendary Zeke von Gembu, and the Monado, I think we'll leave things here for now. As our skewers refill. Huzzah! But either way, guys, thanks for watching and watching us ramble on about politics of all things in all rest. The most entertaining of content. I'm sorry. We'll end things here. So, as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time on our New Game Plus Zoom through. Thank you very much.